All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about the Gervonta Tank Davis pay-per-views, the first rumored numbers to come out after the fight that took place with Rolly Romero this weekend. And let me tell you, PBC haters are not going to like them. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to talk about Gervonta Tank Davis and Rolly Romero's rumored pay-per-view numbers that have just been going around on social media. These are not this time numbers that I got from anyone. However, still going to report on them just like I report on anybody else's numbers that come across, provided they say that they are reasonable or that they come from sources. They come from their sources. And these numbers, I'm telling you right now, the guys that are not typically very supportive of the PBC are going to hate them because they are very, very high. Now, before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are a longtime subscriber to the channel and supporter of the channel, what's good? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for continuing to listen to the channel, watch the videos, and come by the live streams. Y'all are the reason why the channel is doing well. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can join in more boxing conversations. All right, so out on Twitter, floating around from different sources, the numbers for the Gervonta Tank Davis versus Rolly Romero, the first ones have come out but I've heard two different numbers, one at 400,000, one at roughly 450,000 pay-per-views. And let me tell you right now, I think those are a little bit high. Whenever I hear from somebody that tells me the sources and tell me the numbers, I'll tell you what they say. That doesn't necessarily always mean that they're accurate. However, I will tell you that it is going to be very, very difficult to get accurate pay-per-view numbers from anyone. I guarantee you that after these numbers are heard by in the boxing media, somebody like Lance Pugmire is going to come out with the number. And I'm doing a prediction. The number will be somewhere around 200, between 200 and 250,000 pay-per-views will be what those numbers come from those sources. So don't worry, if you are one of these guys that are not necessarily in love with the idea of PBC fighters doing well on pay-per-view, you will hear other numbers come and contradict those very, very shortly. However, if we take these numbers at face value, similarly, where you've heard other people give numbers for Canelo Alvarez, right, and Errol Spence Jr., these would be extraordinary numbers for Gervonta Davis. That would be 400,000 pay-per-views at $80 a pop. Did not do the math on that. You can do that math yourself. Plus a gate where he had 18,970 people bought tickets to that fight at about $250 a pop. So that's running somewhere around close to $5 million, between $4.5 and $5 million gate. So you're looking somewhere, around the $23-24 million fight as far as the revenue pulled in through the pay-per-views and the ticket sales or the gate. So should be a tremendously successful fight for Gervonta Davis. However, if you take the low numbers that are going to come out, and I'm telling you, I've been doing these videos for several years now, it always happens like this. You'll have a number given out with people that say they're close to the PBC, and there'll be a number of 300, 400,000 pay-per-views. And then you'll have somebody from the same media that I have never seen give the PBC any type of positive press will come out and almost cut those numbers in half shortly thereafter. So you can pretty much believe that. But anyway, you cut it, Gervonta Tank Davis is most definitely definitely one of the biggest stars in boxing. If you take what Leonard Ellerbe said about Canelo Alvarez's numbers and you go with the conservative numbers and you say Canelo Alvarez did 350,000 against Dimitri Bivol on the Zone pay-per-view. If Errol Spence Jr. did 300,000 on Showtime pay-per-view against Yordenis Ugas, any numbers over 250,000 for Gervonta Davis have got to be considered to be a major success. And especially because it's against somebody that is not an extremely well-known name, right? It's not a fight that was highly anticipated. However, I will say this. Unlike the fight with Dimitri Bivol and Canelo Alvarez, and unlike the fight with Errol Spence Jr. and Yordenis Ugas, Gervonta Davis did get a considerable amount of help selling this fight with Rolly Romero, because Rolly Romero definitely has a mouthpiece on him and was definitely going out of his way to sell that fight with a lot of smack talk. There's a lot of people that text me that I know do not usually buy pay-per-views. They bought the pay-per-view, watched the fight, was like, I wasn't that big on Rolly. Rolly talked a lot of mess. He really wasn't all that. And I was like, hey man, you should have called me ahead of time. I would have let you know. Rolly Romero is basically trash, not that good a fighter. He lost that fight as soon as he signed a contract. Just way too different two levels of fighters. However, without a doubt, though, Gervonta Davis is definitely the man and is definitely a big draw, in the sport of boxing. Definitely in that lightweight division where nobody is doing anything close to even somebody talking about them doing 400,000 pay-per-views. And just to put things in perspective, Terrence Crawford, who is a very well-known name, known name in the sport of boxing, in his last pay-per-view that he had against Sean Porter, the word is that he did around 150,000 against Sean Porter, did about a little less than 100,000 with Amir Khan, and 50,000 pay-per-views against Victor Postol the first time that he was on pay-per-view. So, and I'm telling you, that's a guy that is a very well-known fighter. Right now, obviously, the pay-per-view market is probably depressed by the number of free streams that are that are available out there. But I do also, just as a side note, I read an article that talked about a plan to basically to overcome that issue. And that would be to allow people to actually record the pay-per-view. So if you have the ability to record the pay-per-view on your local device on a digital device, that may actually entice people to buy the pay-per-views because they have the ability to record them, where right now you do not, with the technology won't allow you to do that. But anyway you cut it, I can't wait to hear people get mad about rumors that Gervonta Davis, now I say rumors because they're all rumors. When I say rumors, it's a report like anybody else. Lance, like I said, until one of these guys actually come out with the name of their sources, I'm going to believe that I already know who their sources are. If you have somebody that is giving out numbers for a fight with Bob Arum is more than likely the source. If you have numbers that are coming out around Eddie Hearn and Matchroom on what numbers they did on pay-per-view, more than likely that is a leak from Eddie Hearn and in Matchroom. And if you're getting numbers from the PBC, more than likely that is a leak coming from the PBC. So, but if somebody is if they are not, do not have a relationship with Al Heyman and are actually able to call up Al Heyman and ask what those numbers are, take all these numbers with a grain of salt. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.